The extracellular fluids includes the following except A. Blood, plasma and lymph. B. Synovial fluid, pericardial and pleural fluid. C. Fluid within the cells. D. CSF and fluid in the interstitial space. And the right answer is C. Fluid within the cells. Among the body fluid, 66% fluid present into intracellular compartment, that means inside the cells, and 33% present into extracellular compartment, that means outside of the cells. And among extracellular fluids, 80% fluids present into interstitial space, that means microscopic space between tissue cells. 20% present into blood plasma and lymph, and minor amount into CSF, synovial fluid, pericardial fluid and pleural fluid. The percentage of water in average adult human body is A. 80%, B. 60%, C. 40%, D. 90%. And the right answer is B. 60%. A healthy adult person contains 60%, older adult 55%, and infant 80% water or fluid of total body weight. In a healthy man whose weight is 70 kg, the total body water is approximately A. 42 liters, B. 22 liters, C. 32 liters, D. 52 liters. And the right answer is A. 42 liters. As a healthy adult person contains 60% water of total body weight, so calculated answer is 42 liters accordingly. Which among following type of people have highest concentration of water in their body? A. Fat man, B. Lean man, C. Fat woman, D. Lean woman. And the right answer is B. Lean men. Lower concentration of water is found in women, obese, and older adults, and highest concentration of water is found in children and lean person. The client most at risk of fluid volume deficit is A. Elderly person, B. Young adult, C. Child, D. Infant. And the right answer is D. Infant. Infants are more prone to fluid volume deficit because water conserving organ, that is kidneys, are immature, and more of their water is in extracellular compartment. There is also increased susceptibility to fluid and electrolyte imbalance in old age due to some physiological changes like decreased renal function, loss of subcutaneous fat, thinning of skin, and impairment into thrust mechanism. So infants and older adults should monitor closely for fluid imbalance. The maintenance of fluid and electrolyte balance is more critical in children than in adults because A. Cellular metabolism is less stable than in adults. B. Proportion of water in the body is less than in adults. C. Renal function is immature in children below 4 years of age. D. All of above. And the right answer is C. Renal function is immature in children below 4 years of age. Infants are more prone to fluid volume deficit because newborn kidney is still functionally immature and more of their water is in extracellular compartment. Children are especially vulnerable to dehydration due to their small size and fast metabolism also. The elderly individual is at greater risk for dehydration than the middle-aged adult because A. The elderly have more muscle mass. B. The elderly drinks little fluid. C. Their bodies have almost 80% water. D. Compensatory mechanisms work less efficiently. And the right answer is D. Compensatory mechanisms work less efficiently. There is also increased susceptibility to fluid and electrolyte imbalance in old age due to some physiological changes like lack of thirst sensation, changes in water and sodium balance, decreased renal function, loss of subcutaneous fat, thinning of skin, and impairment into thirst mechanism. An excessive vomiting and hemorrhage may lead to A. Hypovolemia, B. Hypervolemia, C. Fluid overload, D. Edema. And the right answer is A. Hypovolemia. Hypovolemia means an abnormal decrease in the volume of circulating blood and extracellular fluids. It may be caused by vomiting, diarrhea, burn, excessive use of diuretics, and hemorrhage. Which of the following is the first sign of dehydration? A. Tachycardia, B. Poor skin turgor, C. Restlessness, D. Thirst and dark colored urine. And the right answer is D. Thirst and dark colored urine. Skin turgor test is used to assess A. Hydration status, B. Level of pain, C. Consciousness, D. Infection. And the right answer is A. Hydration status. Skin turgor refers to the elasticity of the skin. For example, when you pinch the skin on your arm, it should spring back into the place within the second. Having poor skin turgor means it takes longer for your skin to return to its usual position. It is often used as a way to check for your hydration. All of the following are features of severe dehydration except A. Delayed capillary refill, B. Shrunken fontanelle, C. Dry oral mucosa, D. Altered mental status. And the right answer is C. Dry oral mucosa. Which of the following is not a sign of dehydration? A. Dry skin, B. Increased skin turgor, C. Hypotension, D. Decreased urine output. And the right answer is B. Increased skin turgor. Severe generalized edema is called as A. Myxoedema, B. Pitting edema, C. Anasarca, D. Dependent edema. And the right answer is C. Anasarca. Anasarca is a medical condition that leads to generalized swelling of the whole body. When pressure is applied to a swollen area, the dimple persists after the release of pressure is called as A. Refractory edema, B. Weeping edema, D. Dependent edema, D. Pitting edema. And the right answer is D. Pitting edema. Pitting edema is when a swollen part of your body has a dimple after you press it for a few seconds. When the plasma enters the tissue, it is called A. Interstitial fluid, B. Blood, C. Lymph, D. Capillary. And the right answer is A. Interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid is a fluid between cells or in a tissue space. A child has fluid volume deficit. The nurse performs an assessment and determines that the child is improving and the deficit is resolving if A. Specific gravity of urine is 1.030. B. The child has no tears. C. Capillary refill time is less than 2 seconds. D. Urine output is less than 1 ml per kg per hour. And the right answer is C. Capillary refill time is less than 2 seconds. Normal capillary refill time is usually less than 2 seconds. Prolonged capillary refill time is sign of shock and dehydration. A nurse is assigned to care for a group of clients. On review of clients' medical records, the nurse determines that which client is at risk of fluid overload access. A. The client with ileostomy. B. The client with renal failure. C. The client on diuretics. D. The client on GI suctioning. And the right answer is B. The client with renal failure. The cause of overhydration are renal failure, heart failure, excess sodium intake, long use of steroid, etc. A nurse is caring for a client who has been taking diuretics on long-term basis. A fluid volume deficit is suspected. Which assessment finding would be noted in a client with this condition? A. Rallis. B. Blood pressure. C. Hematocrit. D. Central venous pressure. And the right answer is D. Central venous pressure. Central venous pressure monitoring is used to assess the fluid status of patients in critical care settings. Central venous pressure decrease in hypovolemia and increase in hypervolemia. Most common complication of fluid overload is A. Angioedema. B. Peripheral edema. C. Pulmonary edema. D. Cerebral edema. And the right answer is C. Pulmonary edema. Fluid overload is characterized by weight gain, ascites, pulmonary edema, and pleural effusion which cause dyspnea, peripheral pitting edema.